Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Miami review. So let's just get right into it because this episode had a lot of drama. So at the very beginning of this episode, Shay sits down and has a conversation with her mother, and she said that she's been peaceful and hasn't had any drama in her life recently, and she wants to keep it that way, but she wasn't being fully truthful to her mother, and I think it's because she didn't want her mom to lecture her on how she needs to stop fighting with people, because we know she just had drama in last week's episode. I mean, her and Amara fell out again, which, side note, I am over Amara and Shay's friendship. I'm tired of them becoming friends and then falling out and then becoming friends and falling out. They're not cool right now. It needs to stay that way. They need to stop trying to rekindle a friendship that clearly they do not have. But Shay ends up mentioning that because she doesn't want any drama in her life, at her upcoming product release party, she doesn't want to invite anybody that she has any issues with because she doesn't want her event to be ruined, even though we know that despite the fact that she tries to avoid any drama at her event, drama seems to find her. But Shay's mom ends up telling her that she wants her to go on a blind date with a guy that she thinks would be great for Shay, and Shay agrees to do it, even though I don't think that she wanted to, because I just think she knows that her mom doesn't really know what type of guy she likes, and so I just don't think she wanted to, but because she wanted to make her mom happy, she agreed to go. So Shay ends up going on this blind date with this guy, and he's actually not a bad looking guy. He looks well put together, he's tall, and I feel like she was attracted to him. Like, I feel like he was her type physically, and she seemed to get along with him pretty well. Now, I saw a lot of people in the comment sections on social media talking about how much they like him for her, but personally, I feel like it's too soon to say, because he did say that he's gotten in trouble in the past because of anger issues that he has, and he says that he's a work in progress, but that he's really calmed down with his anger issues, and Shay admits that she also has anger issues and she's still a work in progress too, and I just don't feel like those two mesh together. I feel like two people with anger problems that get them in trouble, I just feel like it's not a good idea for the two of them to be together, because even if you're working through whatever anger issues you have, there are going to be moments where your anger does take over, and two people that have anger issues together, it could be catastrophic if the two of them get into a fight. So Ken ends up meeting up with his aunt Sophia in this episode. She's an older woman. He says that she's very religious, and the two of them seem to have a really good relationship, and we were able to see that during this conversation between the two of them. It was a very warm conversation. However, his aunt was not feeling his new style. She felt like he was dressed like a 1970s pimp, and obviously she wasn't feeling it. Nobody seems to be feeling his style. I don't like it. I don't like that he's dressed like a pimp. I don't understand why he finds that so appealing, but he likes it. But despite the fact that his aunt did not like that he was dressing like a 1970s pimp, she did like the music that he makes now. Like, she liked the sound of it because it had that old school 70s type vibe, and she was really into it. And I honestly do feel like his sound is not bad. Like, I don't like the way that he's dressing, but the sound of his music doesn't sound bad to me. But he makes a mistake, in my opinion, because he wants his aunt Sophia to meet his girlfriend Kat, who he says that he loves very much, but then he pulls out a video of her, doing foot fetish videos, and he shows it to his very religious aunt, and she was not feeling it at all. And I understand why she wasn't feeling it, because I just feel like it was kind of an inappropriate video for him to show his older aunt. I just don't understand why he thought that was a good idea. I mean, what did he expect her to feel about his girlfriend by showing her that video? Like, he already gave his aunt a preconceived notion about his girlfriend before she even was able to meet her, because he showed that video. I understand him wanting to be honest and upfront and let his aunt know what the deal is with his girlfriend, but now she already has a thought in his mind about how she feels about his girlfriend before she's even met her. And he does end up bringing his girlfriend Kat to meet his aunt Sophia in this episode, and it doesn't go well right off the bat, and I'm not going to say that the aunt was perfect in the situation. However, his girlfriend Kat gives his aunt Sophia, this older religious woman, a BDSM bear, and I don't understand why she thought that was a good idea to give this woman a BDSM bear when she's clearly not into that type of stuff. And I just feel like Kat doesn't want to be judged for her lifestyle and the kinks that she has, but then she's not respecting other people's, wishes and their beliefs too by giving this woman a BDSM bear. So I think the disrespect started right off the bat. Now, I will say I don't agree with the way that his aunt handled the situation either, because she was basically blaming Kat for, Kent's change, even though he made the change on his own. I mean, he's the one choosing to dress like a pimp. I mean, they did come in there dressed kind of funky, so I understand why she felt some some type of way and why she feels like it might be his girlfriend, why he's the way he is. I still don't think that she handled it right by putting the blame all on this woman and then saying that they need to change. But I will say that the girlfriend started off with the disrespect by showing up with the BDSM bear, and then she was kind of getting a little sassy with the aunt, and then she kicked her feet up on the table, and I just feel like that was disrespectful. So the whole thing was a mess. I will say I was not feeling Kat's behavior around, Kent's aunt, because I just felt like she was being a little bit disrespectful, especially with gifting her the BDSM bear. But when she was talking to Rada in this episode, it showed a different side of her, a softer side of her, and a side of her that's really caring and understanding. And so I did like her during this conversation with Rada, because Rada was opening up about the fact that she's been in an open relationship with Michael, but there were rules and he's broken the rules. And basically, what Kat was trying to tell her was that she's in an open relationship with Kent too, but she's the one that has the power in it. She's the one that has the control. She gets to sleep with other people too, not just him. And she's the person who gets to pick the women that they are involved with. So she's heavily involved in the situation. She's not like Rada, where she can't touch nobody else, but Michael's able to sleep with whoever he wants to. And Rada's saying that her rules for him was that he can sleep with one woman a month. Like, he gets one side chick a month and he can't see her multiple times. He can only see her that one time. And then after that, she doesn't want any repeating, because she feels like if he starts seeing one woman multiple times, he's going to develop an emotional connection with that woman. The point is, I feel like Rada has, low self-esteem, because any woman that allows themselves to be in this type of situation has very low self-esteem. This is not an open relationship. This is just this man having permission to cheat on her, because she's not seeing anybody else. She's not allowed to touch anybody. From what we're hearing, it's only Michael that's allowed to see other people. Because I guarantee you, if she told Michael that she wanted to be able to be open with other people too and sleep with other people behind his back, he would feel some type of way about that. I think he would shut the whole thing down. I definitely do feel bad for Rada though, because she did make a post on social media and she was talking about how she feels alone with the baby, and people took it on social media as he hasn't been helping her out and basically he's been a deadbeat. So he claps back at Rada on social media and tells her not to bite the hand that feeds her. So he shows up to the house after coming back from Ghana, which he didn't tell her that the reason why he was in Ghana is because there's a woman in Ghana claiming that she's pregnant by him. Now, he claims that he doesn't think this baby is his, but he still doesn't know yet. But this is yet another baby that Rada doesn't know about. But he shows up to the house with Rada and the baby, and he starts telling her that he did not like that she made that post on social media, because everybody's coming for him saying that he's a deadbeat and she's ruining his reputation, which he doesn't really have a good reputation to begin with. Everybody knows that he's a dog, basically. Like, everybody knows that. Everybody's surprised that Rada has been dealing with him for this long. She told him that her post wasn't about him being a deadbeat. She doesn't feel like he's a deadbeat, but she does feel lonely because all of her support system is in Arizona and they just moved to Miami. And then she's dealing with the fact that he got another woman pregnant while she was pregnant with their baby, and now she's having postpartum depression and she doesn't want to hold in her feelings. And I'm not going to lie, I did feel bad for Rada when she started talking about her postpartum depression, because right after she said this, Michael told her that Nadia had the baby and that he needs to go to LA to see the baby. She immediately gets upset with him and asks him why he needs to go, that he can go see that baby at any time. But he's saying that if the baby's his, he wants to be there for it. And look, I understand Rada is hurting that he had a baby by another woman, because that was her rule. She did not want him having a baby outside of their relationship. However, telling this man to be a deadbeat to his new baby, to me, is crazy. Like, let that man go take care of and be there for that baby too, because he chose to get this woman pregnant and have another baby. I don't think it's fair to tell him that he can't be in that baby's life. Personally, I think all these women that are having babies by Michael are only doing it because he has money and they're able to benefit off of his finances, because I don't think any of them really want him like that. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't think that they would be dealing with this shit from a man who didn't have as much money as Michael. I feel like they're only allowing this type of stuff to go on and putting themselves in this crazy situation because he has money. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. Rada starts telling Michael that she's starting to believe that he planned to have that baby with Nadia. And if you paid attention to this season, a few episodes back, Nadia was talking to Michael on the phone and she was arguing with him. And she said that they planned the baby because he didn't think that Rada could get pregnant. So that's another thing that Rada doesn't know. And part of the reason why she's so upset with Michael is because they agreed that they weren't going to have any more secrets, yet he still has multiple secrets he hasn't told her. Now, Joy and Hot Topic are being really messy in this episode because for some reason they have have an issue with Sheay. We know that Joy has an issue with Sheay because a few episodes back, Gael ended up telling her that when they met up with Samantha, Sheay was talking negatively about Joy, and we know that that's not true. Sheay was actually defending Joy's character in that situation, but Gael went and lied to Joy. The fact that Joy is believing anything that came out of Gael's mouth is crazy. I definitely feel like as soon as Gael told her that Joy was talking negatively about her to Samantha, Joy should have immediately contacted Sheay and asked her side of the story before she jumped to conclusions, because now Joy and Hot Topic are sitting down with Larissa in this episode, who is Bootz from Flavor of Love and Charm School, who was really cool with Sheay during filming those shows, and then the two of them ended up having a falling out. They brought her on there because they know that Larissa and Bootz have been beefing for quite some time, and that's the reason why Joy did this, because she said that she wanted to get revenge on Sheay for absolutely no reason at all. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that the beef between Sheay and Bootz was gonna be something juicy. I thought that they really had something serious as to why they were beefing with each other and why 15 years later Bootz is coming on the show to beef with Sheay, but it was something stupid. Like, they both did a music video, a fabulous music video the two of them did together after filming Charm School and Flavor of Love, because the two of them said that they were a package deal. So they do the fabulous video, and Larissa Bootz ends up getting casted as the lead girl in the video, and apparently she's saying that Sheay was not happy for her. Sheay was upset because she only made a small cameo in the video, and you know, Larissa was the main girl in the video. So she said that Sheay was being rude to the producers during filming the music video, that she had an attitude the whole time because she got a small role, and she just was not happy for her. Apparently the two of them were talking about each other behind each other's backs. Sheay gets a phone call from Larissa cussing her out. Sheay hangs up, gets on social media, and starts talking about Larissa. So that's the reason why they're beefing. Honestly, this is not a beef that should be lasting 15 years. I mean, I'm entertained by it because let me tell you something. I was about 13 years old, I believe, watching Flavor of Love, Charm School, Rock of Love, Daisy of Love, A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila. I used to watch all those shows when I was like 13, 14 years old. So I am definitely entertained by the drama. However, I think it's stupid for them to be beefing about this after 15 years. So then Joy says that she didn't get invited to Shay's upcoming event, but that they should all go and crash it. And so all three of them agreed to go crash Shay's event, which I think is stupid because Joy literally has zero reasons to be going this hard on Sheay like that. So Sheay has a really small event. She says she wasn't inviting a lot of people, but she did invite the guy that her mom put her on a blind date with. He was definitely there. He was standing behind her. Sheay gets on the microphone. She thanks everybody for coming. She talks about the product a little bit. And as soon as she finishes, Joy walks in being really loud, cutting her off, telling her that since she wanted to be in her business, she has a surprise for her. And Shay's like, okay, so what's the surprise and why are you even here? Because you weren't invited. And Sheay also says that she's confused as to why Joy is asking her why she was in her business, because she doesn't feel like she was ever in Joy's business, and she absolutely wasn't. Like I said, she was defending Joy against Samantha in that episode. So then Bootz walks in. She's pissed off. She storms in saying that the real star of the show is here. She starts going off on Sheay. Sheay throws some water. Larissa is throwing things, breaking off posters, throwing shit around in the event. Sheay starts trying to throw stuff back, and this guy that she went on a blind date with is holding her back during it, and Sheay tells him to get off her, stop holding on to me, stop trying to, hold me back. She kind of checked him a little bit, and she was kind of rude to him, but I can understand why she was a little rude, because at the end of the day, she wasn't expecting to be blindsided at her event and be attacked the way that she was. So that's probably the reason why she got snappy with him, but I will say she was definitely snappy with him. Sheay starts yelling for Bootz to thank her because she's been broke for the past 15 years, and the only reason why she's on the show is because of her. Bootz starts saying that she's the real star of the show and that she's taking Shay's job. So they just were going back and forth, and then eventually Joy and Bootz end up getting kicked out of the event. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Bootz. Like, I did like her on Flavor of Love, and I liked her on Charm School, and I just didn't like this look for her. It just gave hater to me, and I'm not saying that she's hating on Sheay, but the way that they set up this scene where she's breaking all this girl's stuff at her event and telling her that she's the real star of the show, it just makes her look like she was jealous even if she wasn't. That's the way the scene was set up to me. Now, once Bootz and Joy leave, that's when Shay's mom checks Sheay for coming for the guy that she went on a date with. Like, she felt like, Sheay was being a little too snappy with him, and Sheay said right in front of the guy that she didn't care, that he doesn't know her like that to be holding her back the way that he was. And look, I do feel like Sheay was being rude the way that she said it to him. I do. I feel like she was being very rude, and I don't feel like she should have talked to him like that. However, when you're mad like that, you don't want nobody grabbing on you, especially a guy you've only met one time and he's already holding you back and grabbing on you, I can understand why she felt the way that she did and why she snapped the way that she did. But I will say it definitely was rude. However, I don't like that her mom kind of checked her about it right then and there. I feel like she shouldn't have brought it back up. At this time, you're supposed to be supporting your daughter who just got attacked by two people. She was blindsided, and I feel like her mom should have been, trying to calm her down and really talk to her and try to make sure she's good instead of checking her about the way she talked to the guy. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.